down that far wing. Canada attacking in on goal. Clarke trying to fight his way through. The Afghan is jumped by Clarke when he went after him. It looks as if this is going to be a rough game. Again, the Soviet player went down. It's the rush down that Volkov. Failed to get anywhere, and Canada come up. There's a bump there. Volkov was knocked down by a hard check. Yakushev tried to get away. Is stopped at center ice. Canadians come over the line. Phil Esposito shot. And Tretiak stopped it, but it bounced wide in the corner of the net.
Foster, I just have to mention, there's a little pushing and shoving goes on there. Phil Esposito
out in front to the blue line. Here's the shot. And again, Dryden grabbed that one and held it for a face-off. There's nearly a mix-up. A rush to center ice. Phil Esposito fired that one. Tretiak caught it. And it's Shadlov given a jolt by Phil Esposito. Phil Esposito then cross-check Shadlov there with a stick. Esposito is going to get the game. And Esposito certainly all head up over that one. Esposito gets a second penalty for Canada.
Phil Esposito, number 7.
2-on-1. Yakushev coming in on the defense, and his shot went wide as he tried to pick the left corner. Yakushev knocked Cournoyer over. Another drive from the blue line. They score! Went right into the corner. Yakushev got credit for the assist and really made the play possible. It was a long shot. The Canadian player was covered in the corner there. There's going to be a penalty call on that one. Here's a high sticking duel here with Clarke getting ready. But nothing developed. Gantzoff was in on that with them. 17:51 left in the second period. 1-0 for the Soviets. Regulin off for the Soviets, and that's the first Soviet penalty of the game. We have 2:09 played of the second period, and 2 to Esposito and 1 to Bergman. Regulin was in the wrong penalty box. He was in the one more or less reserved for the Canadians. Down for Gilbert at center. Over the line. The shot hit the defenseman. Another chance for Gilbert. A shot right on. Another one. The score! Canada has tied it up. Barricade to Fred Berenson. Going back to the net. Ledev was knocked over. Here's a chance. A shot from the blue line. Was blocked by... Here's Stapleton getting it away. It's back to the net. Berenson is in the score! Canada now leads 2-1. 2 fairly fast goals. Dennis Hull and then Cournoyer and Berenson. And 2 of the 3 have been added starters. Now then Canada coming up. It's good to go! Henderson! Let's go with a long drive. And Canada takes the 2-goal lead. The center ice on a change for the Soviets. A defense player was stopped on that move. And they start shoving. Vassiliev is doing some shoving in the corner there. The referee gets in between the two. And that nearly started something. And the puck is knocked down. Gantzoff knocked to the head with his glove. The whistle blows, but it's awfully hard to hear it with the crowd noise as well as the whistling. Soviets move to the attack at center ice. Harlamov passes back. Here's a roller in front, a shot. Knocked down by Bergman, who fell in front of it. And there's going to be a penalty, I believe, on this one. Here's a mix-up as the Soviet player shoved a bit. Now Bergman goes over to the Soviet player, puts threatens him a bit. That's Harlamov and Bergman.
Сборной Канады. Bobby Clarke, 28 номер, отжиг за недисциплинированное поведение, удаленное действие.
Sure you don't understand that.
Bobby Clarke, number 28 Team Canada, 2 minutes penalty for caution, 10 minutes misconduct penalty.
A misconduct penalty was given, as well as the minor penalty to Clarke for slashing.
We know one thing, Foster, that the referee obviously can speak English.
Shot around on the board, goes to center ice. Agankov cleared it back to
Foster, I've never seen checking as tough as what's going on out there right now. They're both giving and taking it. I saw Harlamov skate into the center. Peter Mahovitz decked him with an elbow that I've never seen. And then right after that, Harlamov came right back and knocked Mahovitz down. They're both giving it and taking it. And it's tough out on that ice.
and they face off. Here's a shot deflected. Yakushev recovers. They're getting that pattern play right in front of the goal. And he scores! It fits right in there. Looks like Yakushev did the trick. The Soviet trying to get out failed when Phil Esposito stopped his man. Mihailov shoots it off and into the corner. Ragulin clears it. Now it looks like a bench penalty. Henderson was yelling at the referee, whatever it was. He obviously said something. And this game is building up. I hope there are no incidents in this game, but they're certainly threatening. It was Henderson, the assistant coach, that will likely result in a bench penalty.
Well, I can say there that as we saw Ragulin is cut now under his right eye. There's John Ferguson, who stood up on many times, and he was mouthing off at the referee, and it's going to cost Canada with a bench penalty. But Ragulin, now there might be a 5-minute penalty or a major penalty to Phil Esposito. He had Ragulin all lined up in the end. Ragulin saw the check coming at the last moment. He decked Esposito, but Esposito had his stick way up, and he's going to be gone, I'm sure, for 5 minutes on a major penalty for cutting Alexander Ragulin. And there's a very disgusted Phil Esposito, but Esposito walked right into that penalty, Foster. He's got no one to blame but himself. And the very shrill whistles that just ring in this rink, they just about feel like someone's driving a nail into your head.
Down the right side for Cornwallis. Phil Esposito going in on that far side. Is jammed against the board. Parisi's in there trying to help him out. Phil Esposito to Cornwallis. Cornwallis centers and intercepted. The Soviets come right back on the right wing. Volchkov got it to Petrov. Shot! It was knocked off to the wing as the defense are blocking beautifully. Mihailov, 13, turning at his own blue line. Stop, gets turned around, didn't get out, and they go in there with a real battling performance there by Parisi. They jam into the corner. Parisi still fighting it out there, has that puck, then tried to pass it, still hangs onto it, gets it back to Stapleton, who took the shot and hit a leg. They jam in back of the goal. Vasiliev passed right to the Canadian defenders there, and Parisi shot it in back to the net. Phil Esposito playing it back to the goal, into the corner. Cornwallis tried to center it, and he was stopped there, spearing there with Petrov and Dennis Hull. Here's Dennis Hull getting a chance. He shoots a hot one, and Petrov and Dennis Hull nearly mixing it up again as they spear at each other. This is really the hardest fought game I think I've seen in years. 13 seconds left in the game. 3-2 for Canada. The Canadian fans are going wild as the puck is in the Canadian blue line. Peter Mahovitz dragging the puck. 2 seconds. 1 second. And the game is over. And Canada have defeated the Soviets for the second time in the series and get right back into the competition. The Canadian players are in a frenzy, as well as the fans. They're grabbing each other, hugging each other, while the cooled out Soviets are standing by, and now they are going ahead and having the usual handshake.
Foster, Canada was 100 cents for the dollar tonight. They matched the Soviets all night, stride for stride, and for 1 minute and 23 seconds, they skated away from the Soviets as they got the 3 goals they needed to win. You can't leave this game without saying what a job that Ken Dryden did. He played a magnificent game, and he made a save there in the last closing minute that just kept Canada and guaranteed them a win.
With the final score, Canada 3 and the Soviets 2. This is Game 6 from Moscow.